Hello everyone, welcome to the Game Week 22 preview video. It feels like a while since I've done a video because I did so many over the last week or so. And we're kind of getting back to more of a normal game week again. We have 10 games. Nothing has even been hinted of that there's going to be postponements this week or anything due to COVID. And it seems like the way things are running now, there probably won't be that many postponements, if any. I think it said that 35, I think came out today saying 35% of players on a team need to be out with COVID in order for a game to be postponed now. It also said that games will definitely be replayed if that happens from now on. So that didn't seem very clear as to if the games that have already been postponed are going to be actually postponed or given as forfeits. So we're still yet to see that. Those games don't have a new date yet, but we're going to get into the preview of what this week has to come, some good things, some bad things, and a new list of 5 players that I think would be good to bring in this week. So if you're liking content right now, please like and subscribe to the video, please. That'd really help me out and help the channel grow and create more dialogue within the community. Okay, so without further ado, we're looking the usual Provedel in net facing AC Milan. Going to be a tough week to really get anything positive from, as Provedel did just come off a clean sheet. He got one against Napoli, I think 2 game weeks before that. So he has been playing well recently. Spezia in general have been playing well recently, getting a couple low-scoring wins. I think they're both 1-0 wins. I think last week's was against Empoli. But he's been doing well. It's not a keeper that you're going to expect to put up a clean sheet every game or even most games. So don't have high expectations, but you never know what he might come up with, even a penalty save here and there. Finally, just today, the red flag came off Mario Rui, who has been off for both the suspension and COVID protocol. And so what I'm wondering is, I think he's going to play. Napoli's had a lot of games in a short amount of time. They had a Coppa Italia match midweek that went to extra time. They played the full 120 minutes. So I'm thinking if people can get rested, they're going to. Mario Rui is normally a starter anyway, so I can see him coming to the squad. I'm also interested to see if Tuanzebe ends up being a regular starter or not. Their new transfer in from Manchester United. He is someone that I'm looking at that if Mario Rui is still not starting after that, that I may find that might be my route into the Napoli defense. Hisa against Salernitana, I think this is a really good opportunity for a clean sheet. Same with Mario Rui against Bologna, by the way. And then we got Ferrari against Verona, another good opportunity for a clean sheet. So I think the defense has good opportunities for clean sheets. We do have Karsdorp here as well that just got a yellow flag. Reading online, it does look like he might be out in COVID protocol right now. So I really hope not, because it would be great. It's a good matchup against Cagliari, and Roma has some good fixtures coming up. So I want to be in that Roma defense right now, but that might suck if he's not there and if he is in COVID protocol right now. So really hoping that's not the case. It might be. I think he's going to be part of my starting team this week. And then if not, he just might get subbed out. But I don't want to risk missing out on him. Next, we're going to have the midfield. Pasalic against Inter. Pasalic's been playing well, scored again last game against Inter. Not expecting a big return, if any. He's probably the player that I have the least faith in getting me points this week, that I have in my starting lineup. But he's there for the time being. We have Candreva against Torino. Candreva coming off a suspension, so he's cleared. His slate, I think, is actually, I don't know if his slate is cleared from yellows because it was a red card suspension, but he is available this week, should be in the lineup. And Quadrado didn't play in the Supercoppa this past week. Sad that Juve lost in the 121st minute in that game. But anyway, Quadrado should play in this game as he's rested, and he just normally starts anyway. Against Udinese, definitely possible for some good returns there. And this week, if I wasn't holding off for my captains for a double game week based on those games being postponed, hopefully, this would actually be an amazing week for double captain. And I don't know if I'm completely ruling it out at this point. I might click that button before the end of the night. But we have Ciro Immobile facing Salernitana and Dusan Vlahovic facing Genoa. I don't know if there's going to be a better opportunity than this as far as fixtures go to use a double captain. Both these guys are likely starters every time their team plays. So it's hard for me right now to not press that double captain button, especially not knowing when those fixtures are going to be postponed and if they're going to be postponed to. So I am strongly considering hitting that double captain button for this week. The only concerns that I do have is Fiorentina did just play Coppa Italia just a couple days ago. They have the final match of the game week, so there will be a bit of time. I don't see it different. I can't see them like starting Piatek over Vlahovic. Piatek did play well in the end of that game in the Coppa Italia, but I just think as long as they have him, they'll play him. The only thing is Vlahovic, there are a lot of transfer rumors swirling around on him. It seemed confirmed that he definitely wasn't going, then they're open to it and they're trying to figure out what he wants. So that might be enough to keep me away from that double captain button, but we'll see what happens there. And then another spot that's a little bit complicated for me right now is Dries Mertens. There's a lot of transfer talk going around him as well, saying that Napoli has confirmed that they're not going to be re-signing Dries Mertens, but also there hasn't been any like clear-cut transfers either. Another potential Toronto FC from near where I'm from is all over that right now as well. But yeah, Dries Mertens, if they're so confident that he's not going to be in the team, will he still be playing with them is my question. I think Osimhen's getting close to being back, and Mertens did play in Coppa Italia, so he might get rested. But both Mertens and Battaglia have been playing up front, so unless Osimhen's back, I don't really see anyone going to replace that role, especially when Insigne's been out as well. So I'm hoping that Mertens does get the start this week. And I'll have a strong front three going forward, considering we have top strikers facing Genoa, Salernitana, and Bologna. So a high possibility for some big points this week if all of these players are playing into their capabilities. Like I said, Immobile's got my captaincy armband. I feel like that's a no-brainer. Anyone with Immobile should be captaining him this week. And yeah, so we'll see from there. On my bench right now is Barella against Atalanta. It was literally, who do I start between Barella and Pasalic? And Pasalic has just been more offensively threatening this year than Barella. They're facing each other. It's a tough call, kind of a coin flip for me, but I'm going Pasalic on this one. Berardi is suspended on yellow card accumulation, which sucks. So that's right in the middle of this big fixture run that he's had. He's had coming off two good games as well. I hope he doesn't lose that form coming back. I had a lot of considerations transferring out Berardi this week, and I'll talk about that. And then Cambiasso, though, I believe is going to be my transfer out this week, and we can go take a look at that. Lastly, Zoet's always there for that backup keeper role. Right. So going into the transfers. So originally, Miro Rui was still flagged. I was wondering if I was going to transfer him out. I kept waiting for him to come back because Napoli has this good run of fixtures right now. I don't want to transfer him out, and my prayers got answered this morning. So I definitely won't be transferring out Miro Rui this week, hoping for that start tomorrow. The other idea that I was flirting with is Berardi, definitely not playing this week as he's suspended. And there's really only two more games left after this week for that good to swallow transfer run. And I was like, is he going to regain that form right away? And this was before Cambiasso had his flag. So that was my thought. And I was thinking of bringing in either Pellegrini and Vertu. I feel like that's a coin flip transfer right there. Pellegrini is more attacking, but Vertu also gets a lot of points. They're only 0.1 million off each other, so it's not much of a difference there. But Pellegrini missed his penalty against Juve, and that might make him less valuable if he's taken off of those penalties and they're given to someone like Tammy Abraham or something. So I feel like both of those are good options based on they both done well this fantasy. It's just choosing which one, and you never know when that consistency might run out. So while I was thinking about that for a long time, it also would have given me a lot of money in the bank to either upgrade other parts of my midfield or defense. I'm shying away from that option right now. So what I do think I'm going to do is move Cambiasso out for a couple reasons. He's been an awesome option for very cheap to allow money to go elsewhere in my team. And he's been attacking. He's gotten many assists. If he was healthy, I definitely wouldn't be getting rid of him. but with an injury, should be out a couple weeks, I believe. And another thing is Genoa has made a bunch of defensive transfers and some a little further up the field. And as I saw just watching some of their past games, a lot of these transfers have already been playing, and a lot of them are playing that wing back role. I believe Yabolo is playing in Cambiaso's role, more of that midfield role. And so I don't know with these new guys coming in, if Cambiaso will still have his spot once he gets healthy again. So that'll be interesting to see. And maybe in a further time, I'll go back to him if he's still there. But I just think Cambiaso is the one to move out this week, which really limits my options in who I'm bringing in. And I think I've decided on what my transfer is going to be. I have obviously not pulled that trigger yet, as I've said in a couple other videos that you should definitely check out. You try to wait as long as you can in case any of these matches get postponed and in case random players get put on COVID protocol when, yeah, they didn't get injured during a game, but now they're out. So anyway, this is what I was looking at. I was trying to look at which teams are starting to have good run of fixtures. And as I look through, there are some teams that are starting to get into a good run of fixtures. And the player that I'm looking at right now is from Empoli. And they have in their next 5 games, Venezia, Roma, Bologna, Cagliari, and Sampdoria. So they do have that Roma game in not this game week, but the following one, which could be tricky. But the other 4 are really winnable games for them. And Empoli has not been playing poorly at all this week. They're sitting right around mid-table. And they've been getting wins, shallow wins, but wins. So what I'm thinking is not necessarily going to attack, but a player could be really good for the defense. And that's why I am thinking of going with Stojanovic. He's by far got the most amount of fantasy points so far out of the Empoli defense, and he's the one that seems to be playing every game. Some other ones that I've been playing a lot recently are players like Ismaili, Luperto, and Romagnoli sometimes in there as well. But as you can see, it's not as consistent, and Stojanovic almost gets every game as a wingback. So that's what I'm thinking my transfer is going to be. It will leave me with no money in the bank. But I'll talk about a future transfer that I'm thinking of making is another player and team that is about to go on to a nice fixture run, and that is Bologna. Now you'd probably think not a lot of great players come from Bologna, and they have a really hard fixture against Napoli this week. But after that, their next what is this, 6, 7, yes, their next 7-ish fixtures are going to be Hellas Verona, Empoli, Lazio, which is a little more challenging, then Spezia, Salernitana, Torino, and Fiorentina, which is also a little tricky, but still, that's a long time you can feel comfortable bringing in a Bologna player. And I think it's obvious the player that I'd be looking at would be Arnautovic, who's 6.3 million attacker, who's subbing out Mertens, especially if he's going to lose his place on this team with Osimhen coming back and just the transfer rumors themselves, will give me 2 mil in the bank and work toward getting more points, which I think that would lead to. So I think I can see in my next 2 weeks-ish, probably bring Cambiaso out and not Cambiaso out for Stojanovic, and bring Arnautovic in for Mertens. So that's kind of what my 2-week transfer plan's looking like. We'll see what happens with Karsdorp as well if I need to get rid of him. I'd also like to delve into some Roma players as well, as they're finishing up a good fixture string as well. So that's kind of how my team's looking. That's what I'm thinking my transfer is going to be. I might just make that official right now, to be truly honest. Let's do a live transfer while we're live and submit. So that is done. We can officially see what this team is going to look like for this week, and he's playing Venezia, so I will put him in. And I think then that might just knock out Karsdorp. I don't know if I can play with 2 in the mid. Yeah, I can't. I know in the Fantasy Premier League game you can, but I guess then what is going to make sense is maybe I can even just play him in my first bench spot. So if I set up like this and Karsdorp doesn't play, then Stojanovic will come in. So that's what it's going to look like for me, I guess, then. And then if I hear for sure Karsdorp's not in, then he's just going to come out and I'm just going to put him right into the team. Okay, and so that's what the team's looking like this week. For a top 5, I am weird just based off of last game, but I think with the fixture still and the caliber of him, Indy proved that he's still there during Coppa Italia. I think Vlahovic is still going to be number 1, but almost all the rest are going to be different ones that I haven't really mentioned much. So Vlahovic gets if you don't have him, I still think you should bring him in. I think he's almost like a Mobile at this point, fixture proof. Doesn't matter who he's facing, he has a good chance of scoring. The second one is going to be Arnautovic. Tough game week this week, so if you can and you have a bigger hold of fix this week, do it. But I think his price is going to really increase, and if you can get ahead of that price and either bench him or you can play him, he can score against Napoli too. I believe he's on penalties on Bologna, so he'll be my second one. The next one, and maybe I'll go back to the transfers just to show exactly who I'm talking about, but it actually is an Empoli player, not a defender though. I would bring in Bajrami. He's been playing really well. He plays almost an attacking role. He plays a center attacking mid, almost like Dybala is traditionally positioned. And he is going to be part of that really good fixture swing coming up. So far we're at Vlahovic, Arnautovic, and then Bajrami. Di Lorenzo is another one that I would add to this list. Number 4 with Napoli having good fixture run. I think Di Lorenzo as an attacking defender would be an excellent option as well, especially with some, like maybe if Mario Rui was out, it would be even better. But it looks like Mario Rui is just going to take that left-hand side back. Di Lorenzo will be on the right. And I don't think Tuanzebe will really affect that very much because he seems like he's a Manolas center defensive fill-in. But I do think if you can get your hands on Di Lorenzo, then that is a great pick. And the last one, Tammy Abraham. He's just been a great player for Roma all year long, and Roma is hitting good fixtures right now as well. So I think he'd be a great attacker to have on your side. If you don't have the money to go up to a Vlahovic or Immobile, Tammy Abraham, I think would be a great option as well. Okay, so that's my top 5 one more time. Vlahovic, Arnautovic, Bajrami, we got Di Lorenzo, and Tammy Abraham. Let me know if you agree or disagree. If you think I'm missing out on someone or that list is ridiculous, let me know in the comments below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. And until the review, I'll see you later.